Reflections on the Power of the Verb in Certain Texts by Juan Luis.
One of the big challenge of the game was how to scare the player. What I did find at this time is that I needed to scare the player with what he is doing most of the time. I mean, moving, opening doors. So that's why there is this trapdoor in the first corridor that you cannot avoid. It was just to put a pressure. It just happened once in the game, but I was sure that since this moment the player was just scared to move in the game. Same thing for opening a door. The second door in the game, you can find a monster behind it. There is even a book that you can die from just reading it, which is something you need to do often in the game. So the pleasure.
The Barlow lens.
Not the pleasure, the pressure was constant on the player.
The significance of the constellation of towers may seem a bit opaque, but in my mind it all comes down to another symbol for the good and the evil within Jeremy. And in turn, all of us. There are two things we find in that constellation that is of interest to us. First, the star Aldebaran. We often just call it the Dark Sun, which is a representation of Nyarlathotep and the presence of the Dark Man. In the same constellation we also find the Pleiades, which is said to house the great library of Celaeno, which in our game is called Taroea. So, all in all, in this cosmic bull we find darkness in the Aldebaran and the light in Celaeno. Or in the terms of our game, in this celestial creature we find the Dark Man as well as Juan, the ultimate enemy and the ultimate ally, as manifested by Jeremy. Finally, of course, what is a star constellation, if not an effort to establish order out of the chaos that is nature, which is why the final puzzle of the game is rebuilding the constellation of towers.
kitchen. I assure you. No,
I'm sorry, I
promise
didn't-
you.
I-
Mr. Hotwood is
I was just
nowhere
looking
near my
for-
kitchen, and neither should you be. Don't make me
I didn't
kick you
mean
out
to-
of this house.
Sorry.
Now get out!
Yeah.
Conby was in shock, but also a little.
The original game was set in 1920 because this is a very convenient time. Everything looks familiar. Houses, furnitures, but there is no technology which can mess up a lot of things in the gameplay. So this was very convenient.
It worked. Jeremy? What the hell is going on? Where's the body?
Conby didn't know what.
We were quite lucky at this time. A lot of new technology arrived, like the Sound Blaster card that allows us to put sample in the game. So Philip, the musician, had to make all the sounds in the game with its mics to try to make the game feel realistic.
It's wedged shut. It worked.
Detective Carnby, how good of you to come. Let me pour you a drink.
What happened here? This place looks like it was hit by a bomb.
Welcome to the madhouse, Detective.
Thanks. Did the ceiling just collapse?
I heard it was something in the attic, something that was supposed to happen but didn't. How that could have such consequences is beyond me. The truth is, I don't know why the room looks like this. But I bet your friend Jeremy does.
You know where I could find him?
Oh, somewhere in his past, I suppose. He keeps going on about that mysterious dark man. I think he is hiding from him. Or maybe he's with him. I can't really keep up. I don't worry much. Take a look around this room. You may think it looks spectacularly devastated, but I just think it's finally found its stride. It fits perfectly with the state of this place and its loonies. The same goes for the nonsense with Jeremy. In my eyes, we finally managed to match the wild ride inside all of us.
Well, I'm happy you find the evening so harmonious. I hope you don't mind me setting things right. Jeremy's business, that is. This room looks beyond my capabilities.
Good luck, Detective. Hope to see you again soon.
Yeah. Evening, miss.
Ruth seemed like a handful.
There is a big difference from the original game in this one. You can meet a lot of different characters. In the original one, I decided since the beginning that, because it was easier to do, that you will not meet any other character.
And as you all know by now, we didn't follow that suggestion. No, we chose to incorporate quite a lot of characters just because we thought it would be fun. I guess we're a little less alone in the dark, but we're fine with it.
Can I get some more of that whiskey?
Go ahead, Detective. I don't think I can stomach any more anyway.
Am I bothering you?
On the contrary, Detective, I enjoy watching professionals at work.
Well, I better get going.
Bye now, Detective. Don't take any wooden nickels.
There's something missing. What you got there? You drawing something?
Nothing special. I'm just bored.
Do I know you from somewhere?
I remember you, Mr. Conby.
From where?
Don't touch that. Cassandra wouldn't like it. She wouldn't like it at all.
Do you know where she is?
I'd rather not talk about it. It makes me upset. Besides, she'll be back after the Feast of St. John.
You think?
Yup. It's all on the page, Mr. Conby. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
All right.
I'm gonna go now, if that's okay. I don't like to stay too long in the same place. Mr. McCoffey might find me.
Hey. Is he mean to you?
Not everyone needs to be saved, Mr. Conby. You should know that by now.
Why did that?
And as a player, I really like the fact that you need to understand and solve the puzzle, understand the story, because in nowadays game, it's more and more rare to let the player trying to solve the mystery by himself and not be taken by hand by the game.
I don't think I have everything I need. It's another one of those strange padlocks.
Miss Beauregard, I picked up your medicine at the post office today. As you understand, it needs to be administered by the orderlies for your safety. I've put the box in Lottie's room for now, and I'm sure she will find you as soon as possible. Mr. Waits.
The medicine bottles had stains.
I don't think I have everything I need. This must be that kid's room.
Certain areas in the Tercero is designed to look very distinctly different in
Don't you worry, Grace. Go play your game.
themes, designs, and color palettes. And we referenced David Lynch and Wes Anderson pretty much to get some kind of absurdly quirky and eccentric colors it's mostly about the unified color scheme, I would say.
I need the key. There's no way I can get into this thing. Better leave it alone.
As we begin chapter 2, we allow the player to move a little bit more freely around the setting and discover more of it. Of course, They start off mostly locked off, but you're able to unlock most of it and get a better sense of what the house is. But of course, we're also keeping some of it a secret for Chapter 4.
I don't think I have everything I need.
In the grand parlor, you can find a piano that has crashed through the ceiling. And this is a reference to the original game. The first quest basically that you get as a player is that you're told there's a piano in the attic and you should go and investigate it. And so early on in our game as well, the idea would be that you get this very same quest. But as you have to pass the grand parlor, we thought it would be fun to find the piano having sort of crashed through the ceiling and made a whole mess, because kind of saying this is sort of what the original, this game is sort of like the original, but not quite.
It was very fun to see the piano that went down from the attic to the ground. Yep, in the first game, the piano was here more to find a reason for the player to go upstairs more than anything else.
When we talked about how we should fill up the second floor foyer, we discussed ideas such as a billiard table or some other kind of leisure props, but we went for adding these nightmarish statues you can see here, which is made or sculpted by Jeremy. And they are heavily inspired by Giacometti, Alberto Giacometti.
And as a player, I really like the fact that you need to understand and solve the puzzle, understand the story, because in nowadays game, it's more and more rare to let the player trying to solve the mystery by himself and not be taken by hand by the game.
The rot made the shape of a snake. There must be something important to find here. Maybe it has something to do with the numbers on the labels. black glass is showing another room. Must be a way to another one of Jeremy's memories.